Hello, Nigeria. Welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Madujemo. Thanks for keeping a date with us. Now, in spite of the awareness on mainstream and social media against child abuse, with culprits captured on camera and punished for the act, the crime has continued. We have 2 worrisome cases to that effect. They will leave you angry and calling for justice. In the meantime, a Nigerian undergraduate flew a colors high at a competition with his peers from other countries of the continent. Also tonight, amidst the parties, weddings and corporate occasions are informative features. There is one in particular that will blow your mind. It has to do with color preferences. Our offering is full and worth watching. Stay tuned for the news first. I will be back. Over to Claire Adilabu Abdurazak for that.
Hello, Becky. We seem to be of like minds tonight in terms of colors. And here is the news from Abuja. And for the first time in the history of insurgents in the Northeast, our state governor will be passing the night in an IDP camp. Now, that's exactly what the Borno State Governor, Babagana Umara Zulum, did in Maiduguri, the state capital, when he went there to have first-hand distribute blankets and other warm clothing materials to more than 1,600 persons to cushion the effect of the cold harmattan. Here is Maimuna Garba with the rest of the story.
Governor Babagana Umara's night visit was to identify with the IDPs in the harmattan season with a view to giving them a sense of belonging. The visit also afforded Governor Babagana the opportunity to interact with them to get first-hand information on their conditions. 1,675 households received blankets, clothing materials, and mats with assurance that government will rebuild their communities with a view to resettle and empower them to enable them return to normal life. The governor equally highlighted efforts of the federal government and the military to end the insurgency and tasked them to always identify and report suspicious persons, movement, and activities to the security operatives. Executive Chairman Semaya Bawokolo called on the IDPs to pray for an end to security challenges in Borno. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
Meanwhile, troops of Operation Hadron Daje have neutralized more than 100 unrepentant bandits, including 6 of their key commanders in Anka, Bukuyum, Maru, and Jibia local government areas of Zamfara. A statement from the acting force information officer of the operation, Captain Ayobami Oniorisan, says this followed a kinetic operation embarked upon by the troops as a result of the recent upsurge in the activities of the bandits who refused to embrace the peace initiative of Zamfara state government. Now, the statement says the operation took place in the affected areas from December 16, 2019 to January 9, 2020, during which 10 persons held captive by the bandits were also rescued. Meanwhile, the troops of Operation Hadron Daje, in collaboration with the defense forces of the Niger Republic, have apprehended a suspected high-profile gun runner who is allegedly responsible for the inflow of arms and ammunition to the region. The statement says the onslaught against the unrepentant bandits will continue until banditry is completely crushed and lasting peace restored to Zamfara, Katsina, Kebbi, and Sokoto states. And now the plight of the Almajiri children in northern Nigeria is receiving attention of key players in humanitarian service. Joshua Ojito reports that the wife of Kebbi State Governor Aisha Atiku Bagudu is leading the advocacy to take 20,000 Almajiri children out of the streets and give them quality education.
From different parts of the country and beyond, key players in humanitarian service all converge on Abuja to raise support towards addressing plight of the Almajiri children and give them equal opportunities in the society. Joined in the advocacy is the wife of the Vice President, Dolakwa Oshimbajo, with the support of other development partners who say access to quality education is a right of every child in the country and the campaign should be supported by all.
Look at his feet. Has he got shoes? Look at his hands. Does he have any food? Look at his mouth. Is it smiling or crying or is it begging? On his body, if only you would look. Does he have clothes or rags or barely a covering? Look into his mind. Has he had an education or not?
Do not forget to clothe a child. Do not forget to give a child a shelter, and also do not forget to adopt a child.
Since the initiative was introduced 10 years ago by the wife of Kebbi State Governor Aisha Atiku Bagudu, thousands of Almajiri children and other less privileged in Kebbi State are said to have benefited from mass literacy and empowerment programs that have changed their lives. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And as Nigeria marks the annual Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is set aside to celebrate fallen heroes who died while fighting to ensure the territorial integrity, there is an increasing need to ensure the welfare of officers and men of the force. Now, President Church of Christ in Nations stated this at an interdenominational service to mark the celebration. We hope to bring you that report as soon as correspondent Ifeanyi Izumba is done with it. Now, in other stories, traditionally, various humanitarian activities are organized in the days preceding Nigeria's Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Now, correspondent Najato Tijani reports on two of such activities organized by the Nigerian Army and the Defense, as well as Police Officers' Wives Association, DIPOA.
It is easy to think these are traders in a marketplace. Far from it. They are widows of soldiers who paid the ultimate price defending Nigeria's territorial integrity. Now, the memory of their husbands lingers as they in turn are remembered by the Defense Headquarters and Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association as part of activities in the run-up to the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day.
We believe very well that it's going to go a long way to assist the widows of our fallen heroes.
This committee is the brainchild of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Gabriel Olonsakin, who has seen the plight of our widows and decided to come to their help.
In making life worth living for families of our fallen heroes who have laid down their lives for the security, peace, and unity of our dear country, Nigeria.
Chioma Omerua, an award-winning comedian, understands the pain of these widows.
Because it's something to just sort of like sometimes give words and say things, but what can we do to actually make an impact?
While the memory of the departed remains painful for the ones left behind, the message is clear. They will not be forgotten. On a lighter note, the Nigerian Army organized the West African Social Activities WASA as part of activities marking the Armed Forces Remembrance Day.
For the display he's going to do. The bag of cement is up. Here we can see him taking his steps and slow march.
And it is the responsibility of all Nigerians to watch over these families because they are men and they are women, or their breadwinners fell in the line of duty to secure our country, to secure other parts of the world, so that you and me can sleep in quiet and peace.
The West African social activities has also become an avenue where convention and union showcase its achievement. In this note, I wish to state with all sense of humility that we have been able to achieve the brigade's training objective for the year 2019.
The activities provide an avenue for the soldiers to down arms and relax for a moment. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
And Ifeanyi Izumba's story is in now, and it's on an interdenominational church service to mark Armed Forces Remembrance Day.
The 10th line of Nigeria's national anthem reads thus: "The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain." This celebration, therefore, is to honor the men of the force who are at the forefront in the war against insurgency in the northeast, militancy in the south-south, and other violence that has been rocking the nation simultaneously.
If all of us in this nation will take responsibility, our armed forces will not be enduring the pain they are enduring, the suffering they are enduring. And I dump my cap for the armed forces. Many of them have been maimed, many of them have been killed. all because of passivity. And my prayer for our government in Nigeria is that they will not be passive, and they will take responsibility.
Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo, while commending the efforts of the armed forces, emphasized that they are not just fighting to preserve the Nigeria of today, rather their effort is to preserve the future of Nigeria.
The heat, in the cold, in the rain, prepared to be maimed or killed, just to keep the enemies of peace and the opponents of law and order at bay.
There was intercessory prayers for the executive and other arms of government.
For all of you in positions of authority, and for all of us who have been given the grace of God in our lives, my prayer is that we will be faithful in our service to God.
The Armed Forces Day is an annual event organized by the Ministry of Defense to honor the nation's fallen heroes who laid down their lives during the First and Second World War, Nigerian Civil War, peace support, and various internal security operations. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NT News.
And away from Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration to Kano State, where the government is evolving additional strategies to ensure successful implementation of its free and compulsory education program. Governor Abdullahi Umaru Gandoje disclosed this while distributing instructional materials to primary schools across the 44 local government areas of the state. Here is Abdullahi Mustafa with the rest of the story.
The instructional materials, including exercise and textbooks, school registers and other essential needs, are procured to promote enrollment and retention of pupils in public primary schools across Kano State. This is part of measures to ensure that not only abolishing fees and levies, pupils are given learning materials free of charge. Also, to promote effective service delivery, 200 teachers were identified in various parts of the state who distinguished themselves through punctuality and commitment to duty. Each of them was presented a check of 100,000 naira as an appreciation and morale booster. More measures, Governor Gandoje assured, will be put in place to ensure that no child is out of school in Kano.
We have taken data on the physical output of our schools. The schools that require renovation, rehabilitation, and the schools where we need additional classrooms.
Chairman, Kano State Universal Basic Education Board, Dalami Hayo, informed the governor that a strong monitoring team has been appointed to enhance performance. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
And the lawmaker representing Kwara Central District, Senator Yahaya Oloriegbe, has given account of his stewardship in 2019 to the people of his constituency. Kehinde Omolocho reports that the senator met with his constituents on the journey so far.
Kwara Central Senatorial District comprises of 4 local government areas with 52 wards. Senator Oloriegbe won the senatorial seat at the February 2019 general elections. He is showing appreciation to the constituents for their support while highlighting some of his achievements at the upper legislative chambers.
We have used this 2020 budget to create a cancer fund. We have also looked at the budget of various teaching hospitals, and we identified some hospitals where we have allocated resources to make them to do better.
Representatives of various political and non-political associations, communities, and beneficiaries of the senator's activities are appreciative of the senator's commitment towards the development of the senatorial district.
Infrastructural development here now, but we still need more. And I will encourage and I will urge the Honorable Distinguished Senator to do more.
From Kwara State, we expect more of things in terms of road, in terms of the hospital, in terms of school.
One of the constituents, Amdalat Shuaib, wants the senator to assist beneficiaries of his empowerment program with the registration of their products.
Getting contributions and suggestions from all, regardless of political affiliations, religious ideology, becomes expedient for the leaders and the led in order to have an egalitarian society. This perhaps led Senator Ibrahim Oloriegbe to hold this town hall meeting. From Banquet Hall in Ilorin, Kehinde Omolocho, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari felicitates with the President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, on his 61st birthday. In a statement, the President joins the National Assembly and all members of the All Progressives Congress to celebrate Senator Lawan and his contributions to Nigeria's development through his fruitful years of lawmaking, starting from the House of Representatives. President Buhari extols Dr. Lawan's discipline, maturity and selflessness, which has translated into many achievements of the Ninth Assembly within a short period, including a harmonious relationship with the executive, which facilitated a return to the right budget cycle. And in the same vein, the All Progressives Congress celebrates the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, Senator Ahmad Lawan, on the occasion of his 61st birthday. The party describes him as a patriotic Nigerian, a diligent and experienced legislator, a loyal party man and foremost progressive politician with enviable passion for the growth and development of the country, adding that Senator Lawan has molded a Senate where the APC in the majority has been working harmoniously with the minority parties on common issues of national concern. Now, the APC prays Almighty Allah continues to grant Senator Lawan good health and wisdom to continue to steer the affairs of the 9th National Assembly and that of the country. Also, the Northern Governors Forum congratulates President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, on his 61st birthday. In a message by the chairman of the forum and Governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong, the group appreciates his years of service to the country, describing him as a shining example of patriotism and dedication, promoting values of unity, peace and progress in approach to crucial national issues. Governor Lalong assures the Senate President assures the President of the Senate of the continuous support of the Northern Governors Forum and the people of the region and wishes him good health and God's favor in the years ahead. Now, the month of January is seen as one of new beginnings and for reflection, or rather reflecting on the successes of the past year. Now, most importantly, plans are made on how to move forward. It is in this regard that NTA Star held its end-of-year award to acknowledge the staff for their efforts in the growth of the business and the economy at large. High hopes was cited for the company and the country in the new year, as Abdul Karim Zurmi tells us in this report.
It was a day of many reflections and achievements for the Star Times crew, as the end-of-year awards was in full swing in celebration of the reward for their hard work. DG NTA Yakubu Ibn Muhammad was present at the event, urging the awardees to strive to become better and adhere to their strengths for national development.
So I expect that in the year 2020, you will all be more committed, you will all be more focused, you will all be more powerful.
CEO of Star Times, Justin Zhang, was obviously proud of the successes they had in the previous year 2019. While praising the awardees and those present, he expressed hope that this celebration would inspire them to be more committed and reach for greater heights.
Last year, we got the very good performance on the operation performance. So I think we need to celebrate for our performance in this annual meeting.
Prizes were also presented by the DG of NTA and the CEO of Star Times to the winners at the annual end-of-year awards segment of the event. In Abuja, Abdul Karim Zurmi, NTA News.
All right, let's turn attention now to sports, and grassroots sports development is finally getting deserved attention from the Nigerian Football Federation. Tamara Ebiwe tells us all about it.
Lobby Stars of Makurdi beat MFM by a lone goal Sunday in matchday 14 to move to the top of the Nigeria Professional Football League table, as Plateau United go to second place after a goalless draw against Akwa United in Jos. That Akada FC beat Rivers United 2-1, while Wiki Tourist lost 2-1 to Sunshine Stars in Akure. For a more successful footballing career for players within and outside the country, the Nigeria Football Federation says its unrelenting efforts at grassroots development will begin to yield results in the coming years. The reason the Federation focuses more on age-grade competitions.
With this kind of attitude we have of bringing young players to graduate to the senior teams, we are likely to, in very near future, to see more Nigerian players doing very well.
Football clubs within Oyo State, including Nigeria Union of Journalists and National Youth Service Corps, are set to compete in the maiden Sunday Dare Oyo Unity Cup, built to kick off January 25 in Ogbomosho. Lukman Hassan reports that the draws for the 3-week competition in Ogbomosho produced 4 groups with 16 clubs from the 14 federal constituencies of the state.
Our project is aimed to promote or to discover young talent in football in particular.
In tennis, Serena Williams won her first title in 3 years and first since becoming a mother with a 6-3, 6-4 victory over fellow American Jessica Pegula at the Auckland Classic on Sunday. Meanwhile, Novak Djokovic inspired Serbia to victory in the inaugural ATP Cup as his 6-2, 7-6 singles win over Rafael Nadal helped his country beat Spain 2-1 in Sydney on Sunday. With sports update, Tamara Ibiwe, NTA News.
And on the downside, President Muhammadu Buhari has described the death of Sultan Qaboos bin Said Al Said of Oman as a great loss not only to his country but also to the entire humanity because of his record as a peacemaker and tireless mediator for peace in the troubled Middle East. Reacting to the death of the longest reigning ruler in the Middle East in Abuja, in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, President Muhammadu Buhari said the promotion of peace is one of the most important contributions we can make for humanity, and he is pleased that the late Sultan Qaboos dedicated his life to this worthy cause. The President extends his condolences to the government, people of Oman, as well as the family of the deceased, and prays that Allah grants him paradise and reward his good deeds. He also prays that Allah grants his family the fortitude to bear this great loss. All right, time now for a quick check at the weather prospect for the rest of the country tomorrow. And that ends the news from Abuja. Becky will be back just after these commercials. Don't go away.
Don't carry waka reach February 2020 now. Oh.
Plenty people don't they win plenty prizes anyhow.
My own done better because I will get Mara. I'm very happy. Thank you.
This machine is going to be beautiful for me. I'm going to give it to my babe. She's a fashion designer, so she's going to be making use of it. My life done better.
The grinding machine where I win, I can carry give my wife will be a vendor. To help and well. A better thing will do for me. I tell you.
It is a nice surprise because not long ago I promised my wife to get her a sewing machine.
I didn't see it coming. I thank God and I thank Lord for blessing me today. I'm so happy. I'm excited.
I beg, TRS go recharge with 200 naira today. Make you say following Ogbonge prices like Keke Napep, grinding machine, generator, and industrial sewing machine. Glory Charge and way big promo. Don't carry waka reach February 2020 now. Oh. No day for river make soap the entire aisle.
Glow Unlimited.
Like a bird needs wings to fly, you need skills to be productive. No matter the level of your education, ITF can train you to acquire skills in areas like mechatronics, metal machining, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, information and communication technology, ICT, culinary art, and agriculture. Acquire a skill and transform yourself from being unemployed to becoming even an employer. Be a valuable Nigerian youth. Say no to unemployment and poverty.
I'll spread my wings and fly so high. I'll reach for the stars, yeah, it's time.
Industrial Training Fund, developing the nation's human resource.
I better go. I feel like say the bread don't take time finish.
When they're supposed to buy fuel, they will not buy. You look here. It's still the same 200 naira fuel. You will still buy.
Get to 200. You can put your usual bill.
Yes, but you go add 888. Join now.
It's a big level.
Is it not 200 you give that lady?
Now 888 be that.
888 now the new AWOOF. Recharge with star 888 star pin hash to enjoy 5 times AWOOF from MTN to call any network. You fit also enjoy am on top VTU. Just ask your vendor for AWOOF for you.
Conductor, where my naira change?
Office man, no dey forget money sef.
Oh, forget. You go even add 888. Join that shit. Give my change.
This is beautiful.
Quality is vital. Quality is Vitafoam.
Hello, honey.
Hey, baby.
Wow. Those guys are good in bed.
What?
Yes, we're good in bed. Hurry now to any Vitafoam accredited dealer nationwide or visit us online on www.vitafoamng.com to place your order today. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
I better go. I feel like say the bread don't take time finish.
When they're supposed to buy fuel, they will not buy. You look here. It's still the same 200 naira fuel. You will still buy.
Get to 200. You can put your usual bill.
Yes, but you go add 888. Join now.
It's a big level.
Is it not 200 you give that lady?
Now 888 be that.
888 now the new AWOOF. Recharge with star 888 star pin hash to enjoy 5 times AWOOF from MTN to call any network. You fit also enjoy am on top VTU. Just ask your vendor for AWOOF for you.
Conductor, where my naira change?
Office man, no dey forget money sef.
Oh, forget. You go even add 888. Join that shit. Give my change.
Thank you for staying with us. Eloquence is a skill that makes a public speaker exceptional. This happens to be one of several qualities that endear leaders the world over to their people. Looking back, Nigeria has had its fair share of leaders with the gift of the gab. Historic personalities like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, Obafemi Awolowo, and Bola Ige de Cesario come to mind. Following in the pattern of these great names, the current generation is keeping an eye on young Africans who are eager to run with a baton. And after a student of the University of Ilorin, Ademola Adekombi, emerged the best speaker and debater in Africa at the 12th Pan-Africa Universities Debating Championship held in Accra, Ghana, his story had to be told, and Abdulaziz Alaya is ready to do just that.
That was the ovation that greeted the announcement of Ademola as the best speaker in Africa, with participants drawn from more than 35 universities across Africa. The championship featured 80 teams of 160 debaters. Ademola's involvement in debates and essay competitions dated back to his days at elementary school and up to university level as a law student. As a student of this faculty and member of Unilorin Debate Club, Ademola Adekunbi had won many laurels for the school in quiz and debate competition, both within and outside the shore of Nigeria. But who is Ademola?
A very, very amazing speaker, and I think, yes, he's the best in Africa as far as this year is concerned.
This is not coming as a surprise to anybody because it's like well deserved. It's like we were also not Demola.
Zimbabwe was there with us also, and he got best speaker there also. So he's used to that, and there is no wonder that he happened to be the Senate leader of the student union government.
Ademola has some intimidating credentials, including that of law school, which is a first class. A bookworm, one corner of Ademola's living room is a mini library with an array of books.
Being an active reader exposed me to a lot of people that I would consider role models, and all of them had some sort of oratory prowess. You understand, like the Obafemi Awolowo, the John F. Kennedys, and all of those. And so I have attempted to model myself after them.
Behind every successful man, they say there must be a woman. Of course, Ademola is still single, but that woman in his life is his mother, who identified his talent early enough and gave him maximum support.
Buy books, even when he was growing up, story books. That was the time I paid to register him in a library.
But where does this genius see himself in the nearest future?
After service, by the grace of God, I will go and acquire a master's degree. I am always ready for opportunities to participate and, help. There's what we call chief adjudicators, people who are in charge of tournaments, setting the debate motions and doing all of the administrative work. In fact, right now, I've gotten a couple of offers to serve in that capacity, and I intend to continue to do that as well.
Mind you, Ademola is not only an avid reader and a versatile debater, but a writer who has about 30 journals and online articles to his credit.
Congratulations to Ademola. He's going to be a great man. Watch out for him. Next up, the shocking photo of a boy whose head was allegedly battered by an uncle went viral on social media recently. The quest to unravel the reasons for the abuse saw our correspondent Beatrice Ayam in Awomama, Oru East local government area of Imo State, where the gruesome incident occurred. She will now furnish us with the details.
This is Umelibe Okwaji village, Awomama, in Oru East local government area of Imo State, where the battered child resides with his uncle. On arrival here, we headed straight to the home of Mr. Nnamdi, who happens to be the uncle in question, but we were told that he had gone to report at the police station, so we headed there, where we also met the victim of the violence. His name is Uche Ibe, a 15-year-old boy who lived with his uncle, Mr. Nnamdi Ibe. Our interaction with him reveals that he had never known his father, as he was born out of wedlock and was handed over to his uncle, simply because his mother, who he said resides presently in Anambra State, could not fend for him. For Uche, beating from his uncle was a regular occurrence, as he was always subjected to this level of treatment at the slightest provocation. This time around, he misplaced the key to the house, and this is how the uncle made him pay for it.
I find that key. He said, finally, I run, go to my shop there, and he come. I don't know him. Go that key. He find him. The wife can send me, may I come? They been me, you remember that key? I say yes. Okay, it's okay. If you again make I remember my brother key. It's okay, come out. Now my brother come. Carry the guy wire and the flood me. I run. He carry me on the when I see him, they come out. I run, go inside bush this side. He said to pursue me, he catch me and flog me.
Efforts to speak on camera with Miss Tibe, who was in police custody at the time of our visit, was unsuccessful due to police restriction. But on off-camera record interaction, he admitted to the crime, saying it was not intentional. Contrary to his claims, however, some neighbors who came to Uche's rescue claimed that the boy had always been subjected to such inhuman treatment.
The manner in which he handles the boy is bad. He changed since he married his wife.
They sent him out of the house. For the past 1 month, he has been sleeping outside. I picked him up and started feeding him.
The youth in the community will come in and they handle him. He has a penalty to pay to the youth.
Could Mrs. Ibe have been an accomplice in this case?
I was inside the room. I heard the voice of the boy crying. I ran out for the room. I met him outside. The sister was around then. Call her man back. So as I called my husband, stop. By that time, Chizo has helped me to rescue the boy.
What will now become of this case?
The investigation is still going on, and if at the end of the investigation it is found out that there is serious infraction, it will be charged to court.
Although Uche's wounds have begun to heal, his pains would be in vain if he cannot get justice. Another twist to it is who takes custody of Uche after police investigation. Is it likely that he will be sent back to his uncle's house? That, of course, is another big question.
People must realize that they can't just abuse children and expect to get away with it. We'll keep you posted on that one. Now, last year we reported the story of an Almajiri boy in Gombe State who lost both arms following the extreme punishment handed down by the head of Shangaya School. While the dust is yet to settle on that bizarre case, another 14-year-old Almajiri boy is the latest victim of a similar punishment for stealing. What he allegedly stole to incur the wrath of his handler is nothing short of killing a fly with a sledgehammer. Zara Umaru Adamu reports from Bajoga headquarters of Funakayi local government area of Gombe State. Viewer discretion is hereby advised.
Nafiu Umar, who hails from Tapa Oleo local government area of Bauchi State, and his Almajiri mates were on their way to the farm when they stopped over at a bakery to drink water. He was alleged to have stolen a loaf of bread, and the punishment that followed was better imagined. One of his mates, who is an eyewitness, explained that the manager of the bakery did not find the bread with the victim. That, he said, did not stop them from using iron rod to beat the hell out of the little boy, and later forced him into the hot bakery oven.
They put him into the oven, brought him out and went to pray, saying, as soon as they are done praying, they would put him back into the oven again.
The victim, who is receiving treatment at the Federal Teaching Hospital Gombe, said he was wrongly accused of the offense.
He dragged me into the oven. When I tried to resist, he beat me and threw me in. Then I resorted to prayer, but he mocked me, saying, prayer cannot save me. The boy is not known for stealing. What happened to him made many of us to cry.
Trauma nurse Abdurazak Musa said the victim was referred from a general hospital with infected sole wound.
Before then, they took him to General Hospital Bajoga, where they did a peripheral treatment and the wound became infected. So now, on receiving him here, he was seen properly by the casualty officer.
Isa Idris, proprietor of the Zangaya School, who stays with the boy in the hospital, said his pupils are well trained and behaved. He told us that he was shocked and still couldn't believe what happened. Wife of the state governor, Asmau Inuyahaya, has visited the little Umar, during which she donated an undisclosed sum of money for his upkeep, while the state government promised to put all his medical bills as it follows the case to ensure justice is done.
By the grace of God, His Excellency, the Governor of Gombe State, has already promised that he will take care of the charges, medical charges of the boy. And we will make sure that everything possible is done to check the perpetrators.
Human rights advocates were also quick to respond.
We follow all this thing. We went to the bakery house and we went to court where the accused was taken, the suspect was taken. That's the MC2 of Bajoga. And we went to the correction center, that's the prison, and we have met with the suspect. We discussed with him. So we are following to see that justice is done to the poor boy.
Meanwhile, the Gombe State Police Command has confirmed the incident in a press release. 3 suspects, including the manager of the bakery house, have since been remanded, and the case is now before a court of law.
Despicable acts that deserves punishment, we shall update you. Moving on, the birth of conjoined twins is no news in Nigeria and the world. Some die after birth, some during or after surgery for separation. But in the case of Eda Martin's family, who had conjoined twins on August 13, 2018, will no doubt forever continue to sing the songs of praise and thanksgiving for the successful separation of their babies, who now live independently from each other. Many thanks to a team of experts at the National Hospital, Abuja. Hakimat Aliyu, who has been following the story, reports.
The pride of motherhood is always to behold the fruit of their womb, and the joy it brings to the family cannot be quantified. However, in the case of the Ede Martins family, it came with challenges. This is the unusual story of goodness and mercy. The Martins twins conjoined at birth through the chest and abdomen, sharing vital organs.
During the CS, they didn't know that they were joined. We went to theater for normal surgery. So when they started, they discovered that it is becoming more difficult. They have to tear me around to open me up and see what the problem was inside before they now discovered that they were joined.
The surgery for their separation was billed to cost 20 million naira, an amount their parents ordinarily couldn't afford, raising uncertainties. But like the Good Samaritan of old, the National Hospital, Abuja, came to their rescue.
The biggest challenge initially when the babies came was their weight was a problem, nutrition was a problem, infection was a problem.
13 hours of complex surgery successfully separated goodness and mercy, after which they were certified fit and discharged. I joined Mr. and Mrs. Martins on the joyous journey back to their home in Mararaba, Nasarawa State, taking their babies for the very first time to a waiting crowd that received them with jubilation.
It's the happiest day in my life to see my children home safely.
To crown this beautiful story of the survival of the twins would be for their parents to be meaningfully engaged and empowered to cater for their needs. This after I checked on them and found they are coping with their new environment, which is a clear departure from that of the hospital.
One room for a number of total family of 10 is not really easy for us.
As a popular phrase in the Christian prayer, goodness and mercy shall follow us, I sought to know the choice of the names.
For God's sake. Because what I went through in the theater, if not for his mercy, 3 of us wouldn't have made it.
Family members, friends, and neighbors of the Martins had not stopped expressing their happiness.
The beginning, we are crying, but today we are rejoicing.
We are still celebrating them because it's not easy. It's a wonderful thing done by the Lord.
As we celebrate with the Martins family, as well as these feats achieved by medical experts in the country, it is our hope that goodness and mercy grow to achieve their potentials in life.
We can't but commend the doctors for that medical feat, beautiful turn of events. On to the next, she was a happy-go-lucky working wife and mother. As it is with most Nigerian homes, she was a rallying point for everyone in the family. Unfortunately, everything turned upside down early last year her world altered sharply, and a once vibrant family was thrown into dark despair. I'll be your guide on this one. The heartwarming photos taken over the years tell the story of a fulfilled woman who lived by the rules. Linda and Fidelis Atonya have been married for 20 years, with 3 awesome children to show for it. Linda is a certified teacher who taught French at the popular Holy Child College, Lagos. Her husband also works a decent job. The kids, all students, are well behaved. Everything was normal until the dawn of 2019, when Linda complained of physical weakness. Few weeks later, after a series of tests and several treatment options, the giddy feeling, unbearable aches, and acute pains did not go away. The symptoms actually intensified. Finally, the worst was diagnosed: kidney failure. Here's Linda today, a shadow of herself. During her dialysis session, Linda was too weak to talk about her situation. 2 days later, I paid a visit to the family. Only then could she muster the strength to narrate her painful bout with kidney failure.
As a teacher, there was nowhere I could go and stand. I wasn't having strength. In fact, they had to hold me each time I'm walking. So I couldn't continue. So I stopped walking. A lot of things, getting up in the morning, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the children, doing things at times. Even to talk at times is difficult. For the past 8 months now, going to 8 months now, I have not passed urine. I don't pass urine at all. So that is, not even a drop. So that is one of the problems. That's one of the problems in my country.
Dialysis twice a week for many months is expensive and a strain on the purse strings of the family.
Most of the time, it's over 100,000 you spend weekly.
Her husband says it's not been easy.
It's help we need, and I'm praying to God to touch the heart of everyone listening to help us. That's all, just help.
The medical consultant in charge of Linda's case insists that an urgent transplant is needed to get Linda back on her feet again.
Hemodialysis does not do everything that the innate kidneys should have been able to do. So we are using this opportunity to appeal to well-meaning Nigerians to kindly rise up and be counted, to come to our aid and assist her in achieving the sole aim of getting a kidney transplantation.
I'm here to beg and to ask for help from fellow Nigerians so that are hearing my voice, so that God will touch their heart, so they can help out financially, help us with money for me to go for transplant, with money for me to treat myself, so I can live normal again and be the woman that I want to be and take care of my family.
As we've seen on Newsline, kidney transplant saves the lives of patients. Now, Linda is appealing for help, and with the faith that one day she would tell a similar story with a happy ending. Linda needs our support. Let's come together and change her story. Time for a break. Join us again for more.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
Irresistible and nutritious.
seasoned like no other from Indomie. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Ankara shopping with the right place.
That one no fine.
No, nice.
No, it's too dull.
This one.
Oh wow, it's beautiful. Omo, this fabric, it gon' fade though.
Yeah. Look, make I tell you something. The new area Ankara, it go take good care of it.
Right?
Not lie, not true.
And the price?
Cheap.
Try new Ariel on your Ankara and colors now.
Welcome back. The demonstration of politics without bitterness was brought to the fore at the majestic Anor Mosque, Abuja, where Nigeria's business and political class, irrespective of leanings, converged to witness the coming together of Mahmood, son of one-time chairman of EFCC, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, and his heartthrob, Amina, as life partners. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports that the epoch-making event had the presence of Nigeria's former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, exchanging batters with to the admiration of all.
Sprawling Anor Mosque was a melting pot to the nation's who is who. Top amongst them had Vice President, former Vice President, Chief of Staff to the President, state governors, federal and state lawmakers, APC national leader Bola Tinubu, and Chairman Dangote Group Aliko Dangote, as they put their sentiment aside to witness one of the biggest commentary reports on social diary for the week. Mahmoud and Amina had risen for the gathering as Sheikh Imam Al-Kongoni tied the knot after certifying the payment of 100,000 naira as bride price with the consent of the two parents. Sheikh Goni describes marriage as a fulfillment of half the faith of a man and encourages them to persevere any undermining factor that could put their institution in jeopardy. The Islamic scholar advises the newlyweds to respect each other's rights as defined by Islam and strive in the spirit of the religion for a faithful and fruitful union. Personalities across shores of the country dwelt on principles of shared responsibilities, understanding, love, patience, tolerance, forgiveness, and above all, the fear of Allah.
I have to be very patient with each other, and my own wish is that I wish them all the very best in life, good family, health, and long life.
They should be very steadfast and they should overlook one's mistake.
Not to bring a third party into their marriage life.
I pray that they will find companionship in each other.
Father to the groom summarizes his wish for the newest couple this way.
May God make it a good marriage for all of them, and but most importantly, I'm very, very grateful for everybody. I'm so excited.
The groom, who apparently was too shy to talk, managed to utter some words.
To be successful, to be prosperous, a happy one, for we to be a blessing to each other.
Receptions were held in honor of the groom and bride, including Abubakar Sadiq Ribadu and his wife Fatima Jijiwa, whose wedding was earlier conducted in Fufuri, Adamawa State, where guests identified with them and shared in their joyful moment.
I wish my children the very, very, very best of life.
Make sure the fear of God is utmost in their hearts.
Congratulations to the young couple. It was a gathering of top personalities and other prominent sons of Taraba State who turned out to rejoice with the Minister of Power, Salim Mamman, as he gave out his two daughters in marriage. The wedding ceremony marks the maiden homecoming by the minister to his hometown, Jalingo, since his inauguration in August last year. Christy Ayagu Adaji was there.
The Angwambaraya, residence of the Minister of Power, Salim Mamman, hosted prominent personalities and unprecedented turnout of people who converged to witness the wedding fatia of the minister's two daughters. Interestingly, the attendance cut across political parties and religious divides. Upon payment of 50,000 naira dowry for each of the brides, wedding contracts were sealed between Lubabatu and Rukaiya Husseini Mamman and their grooms Dahiru Abba Tukur and Nafiu Bashir. The Izala national leader, Sheikh Abdullahi Balalau, led some other scholars to pray for the new couples, the minister, President Muhammadu Buhari, Taraba State, and the country in general. State Deputy Governor Haruna Manu, Senator Emmanuel Bocha, State APC Chairman Ibrahim Tukur El Sudi, and David Sabo Kente were among many distinguished personalities that attended the event.
I wish them well, and I wish them the spirit of multiplication as ordained by God.
If you take marriage as a religion, obligations, so you'll be pleased.
Marriage is a product of patience. Marriage is a couples very patient with each other, patient with one another, and ensure that there are one or two conflicts, they are resolved together.
The minister later hosted the deputy governor, some state government officials and other personalities to a reception at Jalingo Motel. He appreciates Taraba state government for the warm reception and solidarity accorded him and those who made the event a successful one. There came a general reception at Shield Hotel where the couples, family members, friends and well-wishers dined and wined together. The couples were full of excitement and appreciation.
This day is one of the most historical days I ever witnessed in my life.
I'm so happy. I don't know what to say. I'm feeling very happy.
What God has joined together, let no man put asunder.
Congratulations to all of them. Still on weddings, love, they say, knows no boundaries. This played out in the lives of a Jamaican, Marie Chana, and a Nigerian, Temitope Makunjola. The blend of culture was displayed in Abuja at a Yoruba traditional wedding. Gloria Agbo reports that the event was both colorful and glamorous.
The beautifully decorated event center was filled to capacity with guests who came to celebrate with the families of William and Venete Shank and Stephen and Mujima Konjola. The rich culture of the Yoruba people was displayed to the admiration of all.
The Son and of the Holy Spirit. It shall be permanent, it shall be precious to precious.
Typical of wedding ceremonies, family, guests, including the senior special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, advised the lovebirds.
I'm sure there will be challenges of, I don't want to say climate change, but of acclimatization and environmental challenges. And I'm sure that they have prepared their minds for this. But in case they haven't, I think that they've got to put themselves on notice.
I'm really enjoying Nigeria, especially this cultural experience, the wedding. I was taken aback. I'm still in awe, and I know when I go back home, I will relive this. It's amazing, and I really wish Marie all the best, and also for you all welcoming her to Nigeria. And, for both of them, all the best for the future in their marriage.
Advice that marriage, they have to be patient with each other, and I wish them all the best in their new lives together.
Trust the NTA family to support their own.
So they just have to leave everything in the hands of God, put God first, and that will work for them.
The Jamaican community also joined in the celebration.
Welcoming on behalf of all our women married to Nigerian men, our newly married bride.
If they make Christ the pillar of their home, of course, love will come, peace will come, good things will come. That is the basis. So, and I impacted that on him. I hope he carries that along.
Marie has come home. This is home away from home. And I do pray that the bliss that we enjoy as husband and wife would also be their home. And like my husband said, Christ as the head of the family.
Itope, an engineer, met at a coffee shop. The rest, they say, is history.
It was brief initially, but we couldn't have enough with each other, so we had to meet a second time, and it was history from there.
So would you say it was love at first sight?
I think so. For me, it was. Was it for you?
Yes, I would say yes, obviously.
His humility is the most attractive quality. He's from a great family. They're very humble people, and that's the most attractive quality that I really love about him. Yeah. Apart from his awesomeness, everything else, just icing on top.
In Yoruba land, we have something called Iwa Obìnrin, and that translates to a character of a woman. And the character that I saw in Marie is what I wanted in my life. So obviously, I asked her to marry me.
Congrats to the beautiful couple and, of course, their families. It was a colorful celebration of love as friends and families gathered to witness the union of Chukwuebuka Ezeakacha and Obiamaka Mofo in a beautiful wedding held at the bride's hometown, Agolese Chukwu Agwata local government area of Anambra State. Ekene Ndulu witnessed the event and now reports.
Marriage, they say, is a long journey of togetherness, faithfulness, love, and loyalty that cannot be separated by man. For Chukwuebuka and Obiamaka, their own journey started at St. Mary's Catholic Church, Ifite Agolese Chukwu, with the solemnization of holy matrimony. In his homily, Reverend Father Nathaniel Oga emphasized that marriage is not an act of human ingenuity, but a sacrament based on love with its particular grace. He advised the couple to always love and respect each other, as that is the antidote to marital crisis. Then came the moment everyone gathered to witness, the exchange of vows.
Receive this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The groom then took the stage to impress the gathering with his mastery of music as he conducted the visiting choir. The couple are now officially man and wife.
She's beautiful in and out. She's very kind. She's cheerful. And she has a very good voice, so she sings.
Mostly his self-giving spirit. He treats me like a queen, and that's all I've ever prayed for.
The parents spoke excitedly on the new couple.
I don't have any doubt that both of them will make a good union. They should have God as their backbone.
She has to be submissive to her husband, and the husband should love her. I give God the glory. I am very, very happy being alive, strong, hale and hearty, witnessing the wedding of my last son.
The part 2 of the celebration was the traditional marriage ceremony at the bride's family home in Ifite village, Agolese Chukwu. This also served as the wedding reception. After the usual traditional rites by both families and presentation of palm wine, the stage was set for the climax, the couple's dance. Chukwuebuka Ezakacha is a musical artist based in the United States of America, while Obiamaka is a nurse, also based in America.
Happy married life to Chukwuebuka and Obiamaka. We wish you the best. It was a glorious day for the family of Chief Emmanuel Umohia of Amici, Nari South local government area of Anambra State, when their matriarch, Lady Uchenna Umohia, celebrated her 60th birthday in grand style. The celebration took place at St. Andrew's Cathedral Field, Amici.
That queen-like arrival of the celebrants with her lovely kids to the beautifully decorated arena at Amici, venue of the 60th birthday of Lady Uchenna Umohia, kickstarts the celebration in earnest, being a time to remember the day she was born, as well as to celebrate with loved ones, friends, families, well-wishers, business associates, plus more, as well as a time to give thanks. Servants of God in attendance committed the occasion to the hands of God and prayed for divine protection upon the celebrants.
We lay our hand on her this afternoon, decreeing this day with episcopal blessings that the later part of her life shall be better than the beginning. Yes! You! And the letter S! Jesus!
In 60 years, many said Lady Umohia has accomplished amazing feats, made unbreakable relationships and friendships, and established a lot of legacy as certified by the children and the husband, who said in native dialect that his lovely wife, Lady Uchenna, is a light to his life, family and business.
She's a woman after God's heart. She has a large heart to, in fact, she can accommodate, she accommodates everybody. She's taking care of herself very well. I wish her more blessing, more favor, everything she wants.
Let her enjoy. She doesn't look 60. We wish her the best. It's a sister that we are very proud of. But God loves her best. That gives her a long life. So we have to thank God for that.
I wish her more life, long life and every other thing. I'm so glad.
Sweet 60, as many described her, the celebrant was full of appreciation to God as she speaks on the secrets of her fitness and younger look.
Like to see strong exercise, jogging, far distance, come back to my house. It's not easy. Not everybody can do this side of exercise I'm doing in my life.
The birthday climax with presentation of gifts to the celebrants and party all the way.
It is also a song to hold somebody there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Congratulations to the celebrants. 60 looks good on you. Moving on, you must know how influential people mark their special events, right? Elaborate venues, sumptuous meals, classic decor, the list goes on. But not for the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talen, who chose the most vulnerable and internally displaced persons to be her guests of honor. In fact, she took the bash right to their doorsteps. Mumso Damian Dati reports.
Early in the morning, she seeks her Creator in the confines of the church. Not alone, but in company of family, colleagues, and well-wishers. But it won't go without a thank you to all who care. Then it's time for the party. But instead of a 5-star hotel, lo and behold, the venue is the Malaysian Gardens IDP camp. Well, not so bad. Then it's time to move again, and hey, the real party comes alive. on a second. It's another IDP camp in Mararaba, a suburb of Abuja.
Whatever that our honorable minister has planned and promised you, she has never and she will never break her promises. She will live up to it. So once again, we are so happy that we are in this camp, and we are so happy that our honorable minister chose this camp to be here. I broke down.
This time, the orphans form the guest list. Check out the minister. She has not forgotten how it used to be way back in the day.
That was indeed a selfless way to mark a birthday. We need to pause at this point for some messages. Newsline continues shortly.
Choose to do this with your stew, but not your data. Get more out of life with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# today. Data is life.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
That channel where you watch just now don't waka. No panic.
Can me no panic.
You go do it by yourself like ABC. Oh yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK.
Press OK.
Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality pass 70, make you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation, then go to reset and press OK.
Yeah, press OK. Wow, now you fit catch all those channels will be one miss road by yourself. Yes, make your groove for no loss. You see as I do am, Abi? And I see as I do am.
Go TV, live it, love it.
And I see as we do am.
They swore an oath to serve our fatherland and defend the people. They traded their freedom, comfortable homes, and mortgaged their lives on the battleground for our unity and peaceful living. These are the great, fearless, loyal, and committed Nigerian armed forces who risked their lives courageously to safeguard our borders. But in the line of duty, many never returned. Nigerians, arise, let's celebrate our fallen heroes. Put on the remembrance emblem with pride to support the incapacitated and families of our fallen heroes.
It is indeed befitting to honor the memory of the gallant martyrs and men who paid the supreme sacrifice to keep the country united.
President Muhammadu Buhari enjoins all ministries, parastatals, religious and corporate bodies to donate generously to the Emblem Appeal Launch. Send your donations to these accounts. Account name, Emblem Appeal Launch. Account number 393-200-7526. EcoBank Nigeria PLC.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it.
don't spread it. This is a public service announcement from NTA. When you hear that sound, you know that Nigeria's most authentic newscast is about to begin. NTA Network News, breaking the news for over 40 years.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
Thanks for staying with us. Every hardworking individual hopes to be celebrated at some point in life, and when that celebration comes as a pleasant surprise, the recipient will get a sense of fulfillment and boundless joy. Hingino John Adams witnessed a surprise of this magnitude when NTA's former Executive Director of Programs, Peter Igu, surprised his wife on her 66th birthday.
It began as a regular day in the home of Peter Igu. Everyone acted normal as they went about their usual routine. Although the celebrant, Dele Peter Igu, ordered a cake for herself to mark 66 years, she had no idea what was about to happen. By the way, we played along with the family. The birthday girl did not guess that we showed up to capture the surprise. Later that morning, the surprise crew made a loud entrance. Couldn't have wished for a better birthday experience. Words were not enough to express her feelings.
When I was 60, nothing happened. So it's a big surprise, and I thank them for that, especially my husband, my children.
Flanked by her husband, Peter Igu, children, grandchildren, as well as friends to celebrate her big day, encomiums and prayers for the celebrant flowed freely.
Because of the way she's held us, provided that support and the love that has held the family together. And that's what we're doing today again, respecting that day, honoring her.
She's the backbone of the family. She's the one that carries the family. She's the one that holds all the kids together. She has been nothing but the best mother in the world.
We need to tell Mommy that we love her and we appreciate everything that she's done for us. Even her thanking us for the surprise is not even because she deserves 10 times more than anything that we can do.
She has always been there when you need her. So we want to thank her for everything she has been doing, and we pray that she's happy today.
I pray for long life and prosperity for her.
When the clock goes round and tells you that you have clocked one more year in your life, it means so much. It means that God has reserved you to be able to live that long. And for anybody who has attained that kind of feat, the next thing you want to do to that kind of person is to pray for the person for much longer life, much more health, much more prosperity.
Among the well-wishers was broadcast veteran Sadiq Daba, who is an old family friend of the Eagles, defied all odds to join the celebration.
She's an epitome of a woman. Faithful, sincere, honest, God-fearing, you name it, that is Dele.
As the pearls of the saxophone produced melodious notes, Dele Peter Igu's family and friends matched their steps with the rhythm.
Happy Happy returns of the day to the celebrant. Hearty cheers. Attaining the age of 90 in good health sure calls for celebration. This was displayed in Lagos when Barrister Grace Egbagbe rolled out the drums to celebrate her mother, Chief Mrs. Catherine Egbagbe. Annie Daniels reports that the Thanksgiving party was a time to appreciate God for the celebrant's health and the birth of another grandson.
What better way to begin the new year than giving thanks to God for bringing the 90-year-old matriarch to another landmark age? That is the idea behind this special Thanksgiving church service by Barrister Grace Egbagbe, who has also surmounted several challenges and emerged stronger.
A doctor in Nigeria said to me, "Sorry, madam, there is nothing we can do for you." I mean, when a doctor tells you that, what happens? He's like, go back, lay back and die. Here I am today, 2 years later, alive and well. So I'm also celebrating that. I'm celebrating life.
That gripping moment was followed by a lavish reception. Apart from the victories of Barrister Grace Egbagbe, her mother, Chief Mrs. Kate Egbagbe, who clocked 90 years recently, was also celebrated.
I have grown to know a mother who is very straightforward, who is very forthright, and who speaks the truth, and who speaks it as it is. Sometimes she can be brutally frank, and that gets her in trouble with a lot of people because, you know, people don't want to hear the truth.
Mama Lolo, as fondly called, still looks strong and acts lively. So I insisted on knowing the secret behind her longevity.
I remember God in everything I do. I think that is what is giving me on. When somebody do me bad, I'll quickly forgive. Forgiveness is very good too. And advise love your neighbor as yourself.
These beautiful works of art were specially made for Mama Lolo by her granddaughter.
Mama will endure and have everyone that she knows around her. Please call women for me. So I said, Mama is 90 years old and I have 9 pieces of artwork out here today.
It is indeed wonderful to begin the year with a bang. And Barrister Grace Egbagbe's friends and family left nothing to chance as they savored the returns of the day. Yours truly was not left out.
People appreciate her because in this country, you know, we're all about ourselves. This society, you know, is so much about, you know, trying to move forward and move ourselves and our families.
I'm here on behalf of myself. I'm also on behalf of past and present staff of Nigerian Television Authority. And she was a director in NTA. And on behalf of NTA, I would like to say congratulations for all you've done in NTA.
Congratulations to the Egbagbe family. May celebration never cease in your home. Moving on, 2019 may indeed be a time already spent, but it is definitely a period not lost on one group in particular, those in the arts and creative industry. Not only did the industry grow in leaps and bounds, it enjoyed government support and patronage with a promise of even better times ahead. In our next report, Ngufa Nshaji looks at some of the milestones achieved in the sector in the year under review.
Music, movies,
the glory of the first lady who's all over me,
and stand-up comedy.
Yoruba man will buy food, but just the wash and the one chop paper. Silence and I the sound outside though. As he put that idea, and
these days, creative contents could easily translate to the big buck, and the year 2019 proved just that.
Touch my wife.
In retrospect, the signs were there from the onset. By January 2019, the government had made clear its intentions to engender positive activities in the sector by supporting artists and promoting content with messages that have good vibes.
This administration has no doubt that the plan to transform the creative industry to a creative economy must be driven by the private sector. It therefore stands to reason that with the government providing the necessary enabling environment and the private sector in the driver's seat, the transformation can be realized within a short time.
Major milestones were recorded in the music sector, with Nigerian artists gaining global recognition, winning international awards.
Respect is reciprocal, even though una know say I'm special. Anybody, we not the carry body. I can't something.
Walking the aisle of the mall in the United States, you'll be hearing Nigeria's music being played. That's to tell you that better things are coming for all of us to enjoy. So not just only music, the movie industry is doing well as well.
Mama.
Achievements were also recorded in the movie industry, with some Nollywood movies making box office records. The movie Merry Men 2 grossed over 182 million naira after 4 weeks. Living in Bondage grossed 162 million. Sugar Rush came to 153 million. Your Excellency grossed over 146 million. Bling Legotians was at 120 million.
Googie? Googie? Yes, I bought Burberry. There's this one that just did mad shopping. Did you follow me?
The creative industry is Nigeria's new oil. In this regard, we will dialogue and engage key industry personnel on the business of the creative sector while addressing key issues affecting the sector, such as intellectual property rights, piracy.
The federal government has also included what it calls pioneer status for the creative industry, where investors in the creative industry enjoy a tax relief for the first 3 years of the investment and any form of tax, and a hope of another 2-year renewal if evaluations of the first 3 years have been successful.
I'll take my time.
One could say 2019 for the Nigerian creative industry has been successful, but 2020 hopes for greater achievements.
And it's on that note we end Newsline this week. I hope you totally enjoyed watching. Join us same time next Sunday for a fabulous edition. Up next is Alibaba Seriously. Good night and God bless Nigeria.